Aiden Lozano. Back shortstop, number 6, Lucas Sines. On third, number 1, Christian Badera. On second, number 4, Dominic Alvarez. And designated hitter for the Cotton Pickers today is number 5, Paxton Salinas. And in the left field, number 14, Aiden Aguilar. In the right field, number 11, Vasquez. Michael Vasquez. And on the mound today for the Cotton Pickers, number 18, Anthony Gonzalez. The Cotton Pickers are led by head coach Rusty Miller, who's assisted by Cody Vasquez. Next to the Tigers from Floresville. The designated hitter, number 3, Isaiah Ayala. And number 5, Jacob Guevara. And shortstop, number 4, Justin Byers. On third, number 16, Jaden Moreno. On first, number 7, Landon Mutz. And on left field, number 9, Emmett Nettles. On second, number 2, Nolan Westbrook. In center field, number 11, Leighton Lockhart. In the right field, number 10, Isaiah Jimenez. And on the first line for the Tigers, number 6, Aiden Flores. The Tigers are led by head coach Ricky Salazar, who's assisted by Eric Guerrero and Jeremiah Lopez. At this time, we ask that you please rise as we honor and record the national anthem.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the campus of Coastal Bend College in Beeville, Texas for this Region 4 semifinal game between the Floresville Tigers and your Robstown Cotton Pickers. First pitch will take place momentarily. It'll give you the lineups for the Pickers. Leading off in center field, number 17, Jose Serrano. Batting second behind the plate, number 3, Albert Ocañas. Batting third at first base, number 2, Aiden Lozano. Batting fourth at shortstop, number 6, Lucas Sainz. Batting fifth at third base, number 1, Christian Barrera. Batting sixth at second base, number 4, Dominic Alvarez. Designated hitter tonight for the Pickers, number 5, Paxton Salinas. Batting eighth in left field, number 13, Aiden Aguilar. And batting ninth in right field, number 11, Michael Vasquez. On the mound tonight for the Pickers will be Anthony Gonzalez. Defensively for the Tigers, left to right, Emmett Nettles in left field, Leighton Lotka in center, Isaiah Jimenez in right. Around the horn in the infield, Jaden Moreno at third base, Austin Byer at shortstop, Nolan Westbrook at second base, and Landon Mutz at first base. Batter tonight is Aiden Flores behind the plate. And on the mound tonight for the Tigers is number 5, Jacob Guevara. A very windy night to start off the game here in Beeville. And this is a rematch of the third round game third round series back in 2023 between the Pickers and the Tigers, which the Pickers won 2-1. First pitch to Serrano is away for ball 1. And Guevara, left-handed pitcher for the Tigers, 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. 4 strike 1, count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Tigers playing Serrano slightly to pull in the outfield. 1-1 pitch from Guevara. Misses for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike on Serrano. And wind blowing across the left field. 3-1 now on Serrano. Base hit ball 4 situation here. Third baseman for the Tigers up on the line. And Serrano takes on the inside corner for strike 2. So the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Again, pretty good crowd here for both sides. Payoff pitch to Serrano is high, and that's a leadoff walk. And the Pickers have a runner on first with nobody out. That's going to bring up the catcher, Albert Ocañas. Serrano works a leadoff walk. And third baseman Moreno playing even with the bag. Looks to be creeping up. Probably expecting a bunt here from Ocañas. Serrano with the lead off of first base. And Ocañas squares. And they're going to go down to second. And safe is the call on the fielder's choice. Guevara decides to go to second. And Serrano slides in safe. And the Pickers in business with runners on first and second. Nobody out, and the hottest hitter on the team, Aiden Lozano, stepping in. So the first bang-bang play goes the Pickers' way, and they have runners on first and second with nobody out. Again, very close call there at second base. Win in favor of the Pickers. Guevara shaking the first couple of signs off, takes a look at Serrano and Ocañas. First pitch to Lozano, fly ball out into left field. Not going to be deep enough to tag. Center fielder calling the left fielder off and makes the play for out number 1. So Lozano flies out. Runner still on first and second, now with 1 out. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Lucas Sainz. Right fielder playing Sainz close to the line. Big gap in right center. Line drive. Let's see if it stays up. It doesn't. And that's going to be a single for Lucas Saenz. And the Pickers have the bases loaded with one out here in the top of the first inning. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Christian Barrera, and Go Red has already started here in Beeville. So we're going to have a courtesy runner at second for Ocañas. It's going to be R.J. Flores coming in to run for the Picker catcher. Again, Serrano on first, now Flores on second, and Saenz at first. Christian Barrera steps in with bases loaded and one out here in the top of the first inning. Pickers look to jump out in front early here on the Floresville Tigers. Tigers defeated Canyon Lake last week in 2 games, 4-3 and 7-0. Of course, Pickers defeated Brazosport also by a score of 4-3 and then 6-1. First pitch to Barrera is low for ball 1. In middle infield for the Tigers, that double play depth. Wind blowing across the left field, 1-0, ground ball to third. He's going to come home with it, gets out there, and double play, 5-1-3 to end the first inning. Pickers with no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors, 2 runners left on base after 1/2 inning, no score from Beeville. We'll be back on Picker Nation News. And back in Beeville for the bottom of the first inning, no score here from Coastal Bend College. Defensive alignment for the Pickers tonight. Left to right in the outfield, Aiden Aguilar in left field, Jose Serrano in center, Michael Vasquez in right. Around the horn, Christian Barrera at third, Lucas Saenz at short, Dominic Alvarez at second base, Aiden Lozano at first base. Behind the plate tonight for the Pickers, Albert Ocañas. And on the mound, sophomore Anthony Gonzalez. Gonzalez victorious in Game 2 against the Brazosport Exporters last Friday. For the Floresville Tigers, leading off their designated hitter, number 3, Isaiah Ayala. Batting second is the pitcher, Jacob Guevara. Batting third is the shortstop, Austin Byer. Jaden Moreno batting fourth, Landon Mutz batting fifth, Emmett Nettles batting sixth, Nolan Westbrook batting seventh, Leighton Lotka batting eighth, and Isaiah Jimenez batting ninth. So again, Ayala, Guevara, Byer due up here in the bottom of the first inning. Pickers unable to get a run across with bases loaded and one out in the top of the first. Anthony Gonzalez looks in for the Saenz. First pitch to Ayala misses for ball 1. Again, Pickers and Tigers went 3 games in the 2023 third round, which this is now the third round, but with 1 round less because of the split. in divisions as Ayala singles to left field. And the Tigers, just like the Pickers, have a leadoff runner on with nobody out. That's going to bring up the pitcher, Jacob Guevara. Again, Pickers and Tigers win 3 games in 2023. Also here in Beeville, but over at the A.C. Jones High School campus. So Ayala at first, Guevara at the plate. Left-handed pitcher, right-handed hitter. Don't see very many of those. Ayala off with the pitch, and he's going to have second base without a throw as Guevara takes ball 1. Guevara steps in, ahead in the count, 1-0. Gonzalez comes set, takes a look over at Ayala. Guevara squares, Lozano charging, puts the bunt down to third. That's a good bunt, and no throw by Gonzalez as Guevara runs over Dominic Alvarez covering first. So the Tigers have runners on first and third with nobody out. Looks like we're going to have a courtesy runner over at first for Guevara. That's going to be number 4, Chase Schultz. See, Ocaña has given the first and third signals to the Picker infield. Middle infielders at double play depth. Christian Barrera playing up on the cut of the grass, possibly expecting a bunt from Austin Byer. Gonzalez set. And time is called by Byer. Gonzalez with the sign, takes a look over at Ayala at first. Ayala at third, pickoff attempt at first, not in time, as the courtesy runner back safely. Again, you'll hear a lot of noise throughout the night coming from the Floresville dugout. The key to the Pickers game tonight is to be able to play above the noise. Another pickoff attempt. And what you see Gonzalez doing there with the pickoff attempts to first, he's not really trying to pick the runner off. He's trying to see if the batter's going to show his hands and attempt to bunt. And if his hands move, when he actually comes home, Picker defense will be ready for a bunt. As it is now, they're playing him straight away, double play depth in the middle. First pitch to Byer, curveball, misses low for ball 1. And Gonzalez set for the 1-0 pitch. Runner off at first, and that's going to be an RBI single for Byer, and the Tigers take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning. So 6 pitches in to the bottom of the first, and the Tigers lead 1-0. And that's going to bring up third baseman Jaden Moreno. Moreno, the winning pitcher in Game 2 against Canyon Lake on Saturday. Called strike 1 to Moreno. Again, runners on first and second. Nobody out here. In the bottom of the first inning, Tigers with an early 1-0 lead. Gonzalez set for the 0-1 pitch to Moreno. Curveball, swing and a miss for strike two. 0-2 on Moreno. See Alvarez keeping the runner at first close or second close. 0-2 swing and a line drive. That's going to drop. And Floresville sending the runner home. And that's going to be a double for Moreno. Too good of a pitch on an 0-2 pitch. And the Tigers have a 2-0 lead in the first inning. Again, Gonzalez trying to stay away on that pitch, but too much of the plate. And Moreno able to serve it out into right field. So runners on second and third now with nobody out. And that's going to bring a mound visit by Coach Stephen Grimes. Again, strategy here is probably just pitch your game, stay in your game. It's the first inning. Let's get outs. We'll trade a run for an out here, as 3 runs is not likely to win the game. Gonzalez set for the first pitch to Leighton Muntz. Misses outside for ball 1. Curveball in the dirt for ball 2. Gonzalez set for the 2-0 pitch. Curveball way outside, 3-0 to Landon Muntz. Muntz, first baseman for the Tigers tonight. Called strike 1, 3 balls and a strike. Gonzalez set for the 3-1, and that's going to load the bases with ball 4. That's going to bring up left fielder number 9, Emmett Nettles. And Gonzalez is not going to make it out of the first inning, as Coach Miller is going to come in for a pitching change. And that's going to bring in number 21, J.C. Trevino. So Gonzalez doesn't retire a batter, and we'll have a pitching change. We'll be back on Picker Nation News. Trevino pitching very well in relief for the Pickers for about the last month. 0-2 on Nettles. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Well, that's the first out of the inning for the Pickers. Nice job by Trevino coming in, and 3 pitches and a strikeout. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Nolan Westbrook. Again, Pickers looking for a double play, keep the lead at 2-0 for the Tigers. Again, Byer at third, Moreno at second, Mutz at first. Trevino set for the first pitch to Westbrook. Ground ball to short, could be 2, and fumbles over, and they'll get the out. And Lucas Saenz got a little bit too anxious to get rid of the ball there, couldn't get it out of his glove, but the Pickers do pick up an out. And the score is now 3-0. Runners on first and third now with 2 outs. And that's going to bring up the center fielder, Leighton Lotka. Again, Ocaña's given the first and third signals to the Picker infielders. Likely a throw all the way down to second, as that would be the third out. Again, Moreno at third, Westbrook at first for the Tigers. And Ocaña set up on the outside corner. First pitch to Westbrook, runners off, throw down and cut off. And they'll go ahead and have defensive indifference on Westbrook. So runners on second and third, 0-1 count on Lotka. Outside, count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Curveball high for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to Lotka. And Trevino said, Ocaña set up outside, swinging a fly ball out in the left. Aguilar drifting back. Looks like he's under it. Makes the play for out number 3. So 3 runs on 4 hits. No errors by the Pickers. 2 runners left on base after 1 inning. Floresville 3, Robstown 0. We'll be back on Picker Nation News. Back on the campus of Coastal Bend College for the top of the second inning. Pickers trail 3-0, 6-7-8 due up for Robstown. Dominic Alvarez, Paxton Salinas, and Aiden Aguilar. Swing and a miss on the curveball for strike one. And Jacob Guevara still on the mound for the Tigers. Another curveball misses high for ball one. Ground ball foul. Pass Coach Miller at third. Count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. And 1-2 to Alvarez. Low in the dirt for ball 2. Count even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And a 2-2 pitch to Alvarez. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Alvarez goes down swinging for out number 1 here in the top of the second inning. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Paxton Salinas. And wind blowing in, or actually kind of out towards left field. Flag doesn't really look like it, but the wind is at our backs here down the first base line. And Guevara's first pitch to Salinas misses away for ball 1. And Aiden Aguilar is on deck. If any of the pickers reach, Mikey Vasquez will be up. Fly ball out into left field. That ball's got some carry, and that's gone. Paxton Salinas with the solo home run, and it's now 3-1. That ball got into jet stream and went over pretty tall, probably about a 10-foot fence here at Coastal Bend College. And that's the first home run for Paxton Salinas. Well, hopefully that'll light a fire in the Pickers. Now down 3-1. Well, that's going to bring up Aiden Aguilar, left fielder tonight for the Pickers. First pitch to Aguilar, curveball in there for called strike 1. And you'll see a lot of the Tiger pitchers, they will pepper the outside corner. Swing and a miss by Aguilar for strike 2. And that was a bit of an overswing there by Aguilar. And another 0-2 pitch, and he's down swinging for out number 2. So what's been a bugaboo for the Pickers all season long is strike 3. That's going to bring up the leadoff hitter, the number 9 hitter, Mikey Vasquez. Vasquez in right field tonight for Robstown. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Oh and 2 on Vasquez. Swing and a miss, so all 3 pickers retired on strikes this inning, but Paxton Salinas hits one over the left field fence for a solo home run. 1 run on 1 hit, nobody left after 1.5 innings. Robstown trails 3-1. battle back in Beeville, bottom of the second inning. Number 9 hitter Isaiah Jimenez leading things off for the Tigers. It's their right fielder tonight, J.C. Trevino. And for his second inning of relief, first pitch is called strike one on Jimenez. Again, J.C. Trevino pitching very well out of the bullpen for about the last month for Robstown. Fly ball out in the right field. Vasquez is going to have to hustle, and that's in. Fair ball. Vasquez gets it and holds Jimenez to a leadoff single. Well, that's going to bring up the leadoff hitter, Isaiah Ayala. Ayala 1 for 1. A leadoff single to left fielder Aiden Aguilar to start out the bottom of the first inning. So Jimenez on first with nobody out. Christian Barrera cheating up on the grass, expecting a potential bunt. Pickoff attempt, not in time. His runner's back safely. And again, a lot of times in situations like this, the pickoff attempt is to see if there's any movement in the hands of the hitters showing their hand to bunt. Ayala stayed up and squares here pretty late. Pops it up, could be a double play. Trevino over to first, not in time. Ball gets away, but not far enough for Jimenez to advance. So one out now as Ayala could not execute the bunt there. One unassisted, pop up to Trevino. And that's going to bring up the pitcher, Jacob Guevara. Guevara had a bunt single in the bottom of the first inning and scored the second run for the Tigers. So one out here, runner on first in the top of the second inning. Trevino set for the first pitch to Guevara. Jimenez is off and steals second base. Pitch was called a strike, so 0-1 on Guevara. Again, stands here at Coastal Bend College, probably about 80% full right now. Outside, count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Wouldn't be surprised if Guevara bunts here. Trevino set for the 1-1 pitch. Curveball, that's going to be a line drive base hit. And Jimenez is being waved home. That ball is cut off. And another run scores. Ball gets away, but good job of backing up by Vasquez. And the Tigers get the run back off the solo home run from Salinas. And they lead 4-1. Lead back to 3 for the Tigers. And that's going to bring up the shortstop, Austin Byer. Byer 1 for 1. Single to left center, an RBI in his at bat in the top of the first, bottom of the first. First pitch to Byer off the outside corner for ball 1. Trevino looking in for the sign from Ocañas, comes set for the 1-0 pitch. Just off the outside corner, 2 balls and no strikes. Signs playing games with Schultz over at second. And time is called by Byer. Byer crowding the inside part of the left-handed batter's box. And the 2-0 pitch from Trevino. Curveball in there for called strike one. 2 balls and 1 strike on Austin Byer. And Trevino set for the 2-1 pitch. Takes a look over at Schultz at second. Swinging a fly ball out in left field. Could be trouble. And off the wall, stays in. And that's going to get 1 run in. That's going to be a double for Byer. So 5-1 in favor of Floresville. Again, you hit the ball in the air to left field, it is going to carry. That ball missed being a home run by maybe about 3 feet. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Jaden Moreno. Moreno 1 for 1 so far in the game. Again, 5-1 in favor of Floresville. Bottom of the second inning. 3 runs in the first, 2 so far here in the second. And we're going to have an intentional walk to set up a double play, putting Moreno on first. So runners on first and second for Landon Mutz. Mutz walked in his only plate appearance. A little bit inside for ball 1. And Trevino set for the 1-0 pitch. Curveball just off the inside corner, 2-0. Three and 0 to Mutz. Called strike 1, 3-1. The line drive, if it's fair, it's trouble. It's fair by about a foot. That's going to get at least 1 in. Moreno being waved around to third and ball cut off. And that's going to be a 2-run double for Mutz. 7-1 in favor of the Tigers. And off the scoreboard for a 2-run home run for Nettles. Just an offensive onslaught by the Tigers here in the second inning, really first inning as well. 9-1 in favor of the Tigers. Time being called as the ball is retrieved from behind the scoreboard. We're going to have time called and another mound visit by Coach Miller. We're going to have R.J. Flores take the mound now for the Pickers. And you see the strategy right now by Coach Miller. Again, Anthony Gonzalez didn't survive the first inning. J.C. Trevino not making it out of the second here, but taking these pitchers out will allow them to have plenty of pitches for upcoming games. Again, best 2 out of 3 series here. Plenty of time left here. Again, it's 9-1. But the Pickers still have 15 outs to deal with. So R.J. Flores on the mound for the Pickers now. Here in the bottom of the second, Pickers trailing by 8. Florida's first pitch goes down the line at third base by Westbrook, and that's going to be a one-out double for Nolan Westbrook. So the offensive barrage continues by the Tigers. Again, just one out here in the bottom of the second inning. It's going to bring up Leighton Lotka. Lotka 0 for 1. And Pickers could really use 0 for 2. Line drive out in the center field. Sedano coming in. It's going to bounce in front of him. And the runner stays at second. So runners on first and second with one out for the Tigers. And the man who led off this inning, Isaiah Jimenez, steps in. Jimenez 1 for 1. And he pops this one up on the left side. Barrera drifting back. Aguilar coming in. Sainz goes face first into the wall, and he's down. Never slowed down, eyeing the ball all the way, and Sainz is down. And all the Pickers coaches, Floresville coaches, trainers are all headed out to Lucas Sainz. Again, Lucas Signs up to his feet now, and obviously out of our camera view here, but Lucas Signs full speed into the fence. Fortunately, the top of the fence is padded here at Coastal Bend College. And looks like it's a right leg injury. And that'll probably bring Aiden Aguilar into shortstop from left field. And we'll see who the Pickers put out in left field. Again, another big hand for Lucas Signs. Again, Signs, the first winner of the Coach Gabriel Rojas Teammate of the Year award at the Robstown Athletic Awards ceremony on Monday, and deservedly so. He's favoring, see, it looks like he's favoring his left leg, as he pretty much ran full speed into the fence down the left field line. And now Coach Grimes and Coach Blunser are going to carry off Lucas Signs. Another big round of applause from both teams' fans. It's going to be Riley Flores moving out to left field as Aiden Aguilar has come in from left field to shortstop. And hopefully again Lucas Signs will be okay. About to resume play again, Isaiah Jimenez, number 9 batter, down 0-1 in the count. RJ Flores on the mound for the Pickers, third pitcher in 2 innings for Robstown. Flores misses high for ball 1, count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Nice pitch there by RJ Flores. Again, 11 hits in 2 innings, 9 runs for the Tigers. Ocaña set up on the outside corner. Pickoff attempted first, nobody there. And that's going to be a balk called by Flores, or called on Flores. Runners now on second and third with 1 out here. 6 runs in for the Tigers here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Called, strike 3. And that's out number 2 for the Pickers. That's going to bring up the leadoff hitter, Isaiah Ayala. Flores looking in for the sign. And the first pitch to Ayala, tries to lean into it inside for ball one. And Flores steps off. The 1-0 pitch from Flores. Curveball popped up on the left side. Barrera calling and makes the play for out number 3. But the Tigers pick up 6 runs here in the second, and they will take a 9-1 lead into the third. We'll be back on Picker Nation News. Back at Coastal Bend College in Beeville, top of the order, leading things off for the Pickers. Jose Serrano walked to lead off the game and was stranded, or excuse me, called out at third on the inning-ending double play by the Tigers. Again, Tigers left fielder playing way off the line, which goes to Serrano's strengths. Takes the first pitch high for ball one. And Jacob Guevara on the mound for the Tigers. Curveball in there for called strike one. Count even, 1 ball and 1 strike on Serrano. Guevara working pretty quickly. Another curveball in there for called strike 2. And Serrano adjusting, goes back in the box a little bit, fouls the ball off to the left side, out of play. Count stays 1-2. Again, Serrano with a natural inside-out swing. Lots of room on the left side if he can get it past the third baseman. Count now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Serrano. Two pitch from Guevara. Curveball called, strike 3, and Serrano knew it as soon as the ball crossed the plate. Looking for a fastball, got a curveball, and got called out looking. Well, that's going to bring up Albert Ocañas. Ocañas reached in the first on a fielder's choice, laid down a bunt to Guevara on the mound, and Guevara threw down to second where Serrano was safe. First pitch to Burt, misses high for ball one. On the outside corner for strike 1. Count even, 1-1. Again, Nevada working very quickly here. Just off the outside corner for ball 2, 2-1 on Ocañas. Ground ball up the middle, could be trouble. And off the second baseman's glove, and Ocañas is on with a 1-out single. That's going to bring up first baseman Aiden Lozano. Lozano 0 for 1. Popped out to the third baseman in the top of the first inning. First pitch to Lozano misses away for ball 1. Two and 0 on Lozano. Fly ball on the left side, or pop up on the left side. Shortstop Byer camping under it and makes the play for out number 2. And that's going to bring up R.J. Flores. Flores, the defensive replacement for Lucas Saenz, who went out with the injury in the bottom of the second inning. Mikey Olguin, now your courtesy runner for Ocañas at first. So Riley Flores steps in, 2 outs, runner on first. Pickers trailing 9-1. And no give up in the Picker crowd here tonight. First pitch to Flores, called ball 1. Pickoff attempt, Olguin back in time. Olguin pretty much had to just fall down to get back to first. High, ball 2 on Riley Flores. And shortstop playing up the middle, big hole on the left side, swing and a miss, foul tip, strike 1. 2 balls and a strike on Flores. 2-1 pitch high for ball 3. And the umpires in maroon in the stands not happy with the umpire's call there. So hitters count on Flores here, 3-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2, count now full at 3-2. And high for ball 4 as Olguin advances to second. Flores now on first. That's going to bring up third baseman Christian Barrera. Again, 2 outs here, so crack of the bat. Both runners will be off on the pitch or on the hit. And center fielder playing and right fielder playing pretty shallow. Left fielder playing fairly deep, and rightfully so, with the wind blowing straight out to left field. 2 home runs already, 1 for each team, as Barrera gets hit by the pitch and the Pickers have the bases loaded. Well, that's going to bring up second baseman Dominic Alvarez. Alvarez 0 for 1 tonight. Again, plenty of ball game left. Pickers score a couple of runs here. They can get back into it. Again, Olguin at third, Flores at second, Barrera at first. Guevara set. First pitch to Alvarez, high and away for ball one. Again, Guevara racking up the pitches here. I believe that was number 45. Pitch. Count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Catcher set up inside on Alvarez, and another check swing and called strike 2. A little bit of indecision on the part of Alvarez here. Down 1-2. Check swing on the last 2 pitches, neither one of them near the strike zone. And swing and a miss for strike 3. And Alvarez fooled again, so Pickers leave the bases loaded again. No runs on 1 hit, bases left loaded after 2.5 innings. Floresville 9, Robstown 1. We'll be back on Picker Nation News. Back at Coastal Bend College, bottom of the 3rd inning. Pickers trailing by 8. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Tigers. Jacob Guevara steps in, 2 for 2 with an RBI. Takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. And RJ Flores in relief for the Pickers. 3rd pitcher of the evening. 1-0 pitch, ground ball. Aguilar backhands it off his glove, and he's not going to have a play at first. So leadoff runner on for the Tigers. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Austin Byer. Byer 2 for 2 tonight. Pretty big lead over there at first base by, I believe it's Schultz. First pitch to Byer inside for ball 1. Flores asking where that pitch was. Runner moving his feet like he might be going. And rocket ball foul down the first base line. Count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, after seeing that swing, you might want to throw something off speed to Byer, catch him even further out in front. Have him hit it again to the screen here on the first base side. 1-1 pitch from Flores. Ground ball to the right side. Only chance is going to be to go to first. And close play for out number 1. Courtesy runner advances to second. That's going to bring up Jaden Moreno, the third baseman. Moreno I believe is 1 for 2. Moreno takes first pitch for ball 1. Ground ball up the middle. Aguilar up with it over to first for out number 2. Nice job by Flores there, inducing a ground ball to shortstop. 6-3 if you're scoring at home. That moves the runner over to third. Now with 2 outs. And Landon Mutt steps in. Mutt's 1 for 1. And called strike 1. Nice pitch there on the outside corner by R.J. Flores. And Flores working quickly here in the third inning. Got 2 outs, runner on third, and as soon as we say he's working fast, he takes his time there on the mound. Of course, you'll see pitchers really mix up their looks. Sometimes they'll work quickly, sometimes they'll work slowly. And the 0-1 pitch misses low, count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. And 1-1 pitch from Flores. Curveball hit up the middle. Aguilar up with it over to first. And nice scoop by Lozano for out number 3. So no runs, no hits. There was 1 picker error, 1 runner left on base. First clean inning of the game by the Pickers. After 3 complete, Floresville 9, Robstown 1. We'll be back on Picker Nation News. Oh, back on the campus of Coastal Bend College in Beeville, top of the 4th inning. Pickers need runs in a hurry here. They've got 12 outs to go to cut into this lead. Paxton Salinas leading things off. Pax is 1 for 1, accounting for the only run of the game for the Pickers. Had a solo home run in the top of the 2nd inning. Jacob Guevara still on the mound for the Tigers. He's at 47 pitches through 3 innings. First pitch to Salinas, misses high for ball 1. 1-0 pitch in there for called strike one. Count even. 1 ball and 1 strike on Salinas. And if I'm the picker hitters, I'm going to take my time and step out of the box every pitch, as Guevara likes to work very, very quickly. Fouled back for strike 2. And you see a foul ball like that. The hitter's pretty much on it well. He just, in that case, got a little bit on top of it as that ball went down low behind the batter's box. Again, Tigers playing Salinas to pull in right and center, left and center. Big gap in right center, though. Catcher set up outside, so it could be a good opportunity. Ball hit the target, but the catcher was set up in the left-handed batter's box, so ball 2. The count's even 2-2. Pitch from Guevara. Misses inside. Count now full on Salinas. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Again, not quite quick pitching, but he's working very, very quickly. Payoff pitch to Salinas. Fouls it off to the right side. On the check swing. Could have been ball 4. And we'll have another 3-2 pitch from Guevara. Again, good job by the umpire, letting Salinas get set in the box before allowing Guevara to go. Swing and a line drive into the picker bullpen. And we'll have another 3-2 pitch, so good at bat here by Salinas. And Guevara with the windup and another 3-2 pitch. And line drive out into right field, and that gets past the right fielder. Doesn't get past him too much. That's got to be an error, but Salinas is on, leading off the 4th inning. And that's going to bring up Aiden Aguilar with the runner on first and nobody out. Good to hear that the Robstown fans haven't given up yet. A lot of baseball left, not only tonight, but hopefully tomorrow as well. Again, Pickers already came back to win one series, down 1-0. This one not over yet, but it doesn't look very good. First pitch to Aguilar. Gets past the catcher, and Salinas is going to move over to second. Well, Pickers with the runner in scoring position with nobody out. Again, couple of runs an inning would put the Pickers even if they can keep Floresville from scoring any more. Robstown looking for crooked numbers. Guevara set, the 1-0 pitch. Not sure if that was on the check swing or call, but either way, it's strike 1. Count even. 1 ball and 1 strike to the Picker shortstop. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Again, this calls for situational hitting. You want to let the ball get deep and hit it to the right side. Make sure you move that runner over to third with less than 2 outs. Guevara set, 1-2. Swing and a miss, and they're going to have to throw down to first. And that's out number 1 here in the bottom or top of the 4th inning. So Aguilar goes down swinging. That's going to bring up right fielder Mikey Vasquez. Vasquez 0 for 1 tonight. As you see the Tiger left fielder moving over to his left towards right field with the left-handed hitting Vasquez up. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Now again, left-handed hitting Vasquez, you want to catch something out front and hit it to the right side. Low for ball 1. Fly ball out into right field. Might not be deep enough for Salinas to tag. Center fielder takes it for out number 2. It's going to flip the order over for Jose Serrano. Sedano 0 for 1 with the walk. Swing and a miss for strike one. Salinas at second with 2 outs. Swing and a foul back. Sedano way out in front of that one, 0-2. Outside for ball one. Salinas moving, but Sedano strikes out for out number 3. No runs on no hits, 1 error, 1 runner left after 3.5. Floresville 9, Robstown 1. We'll be back on Picker Nation News. Back in Coastal Bend College in Beeville for the bottom of the 4th inning. Pickers trailing by 8. 6, 7, and 8 due up. Nettles with a 2-run homer, his last plate appearance. First pitch from Flores misses wide for ball one. And 1-0 pitch from Flores popped up again on the left side. Riley Flores can't even see it. And that's going to be extra bases. And likely an inside the park home run for Nettles. And Flores in left field never saw the ball. So Nettles with 2 home runs tonight, 1 over the fence and 1 inside the park, and that's going to bring a visit from Coach Miller. Pickers now in danger of getting run ruled, and we're going to have a pitching change as Ripken Miller is taking over on the mound. Christian Barrera coming out at third base. Dominic Figueroa going in at third. Looks like Mason Martinez is going to go to shortstop, and Aiden Aguilar is going to go back to left field. Ripken Miller in the game now for the Pickers. His last appearance with the Robstown varsity was back at the Brenham tournament in early March. First pitch fouled back for strike one. And one thing about Miller, he is going to pound the strike zone, and it's going to be low in the strike zone. Peers in from behind his glove, wind up in the 0-1 pitch. Curveball just off the outside corner for ball one. Count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 pitch for Miller. Curveball misses high for ball 2. Oh, the umpire having a conversation with the Floresville coach about the things coming out of their dugout, which is not the first time we've seen that. Two 2-1 pitch from Miller. Fastball swing and a miss for strike 2. Count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. On Nolan Westbrook. Westbrook 1 for 2 tonight. 2-2 pitch from Miller. Misses high for ball 3. Count 3 balls and 2 strikes. And a payoff pitch to Westbrook. Swing and a line drive to short. Caught by Aguilar for out number 1. Well, that's going to bring up number 11, Leighton Lotka. Lotka 1 for 2 tonight. Again, nobody on, 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1 run in on the inside the park home run by Nettles. One and 0. Ball popped up on the right side. Lozano coming in and couldn't quite make the play, so count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. Might have been an easier play for Ocañas, but Lozano called it and Ocañas gave way. That's probably just a senior calling off a sophomore. Count even, 1 and 1 to Lotka. Miller peering in for the signs for the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a line drive foul into the Robstown bullpen. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Curveball foul down the left side. Count stays 1 and 2. Time called as the ball's still out down the left field line. One-two pitch for Miller. Curveball just a bit high. Count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Lotka. And winner of this series gets the winner of the Wimberley-Sinton series. Sinton leading that game 2-1 in the middle of the 5th inning. 2-2 pitch, line drive. That's going to be in the gap for a base hit. As Lotka rounds first, going to second, and he'll stop at second with the 1-out stand-up double. That's going to bring up number 9 hitter Isaiah Jimenez. Jimenez 1 for 2 on the game. Miller takes a look at Lotka at second. First pitch fouled off into the crowd next to the first base dugout. One pitch from Miller. Misses a little bit high for ball 1. And 1-1 pitch from Miller. Curveball outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike on Jimenez. In infield now for the Pickers. Figueroa at third. Aguilar at short. Mason Martinez at second. Aiden Lozano at first. Miller set for the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Count even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Miller set for the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's out number 2. And that's going to bring up the leadoff hitter, Isaiah Ayala. Ayala 1 for 3 tonight. Again, runner on second with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Pickers trailing by 9. Miller set, and the first pitch to Ayala. Just off the outside corner for ball 1. Miller set, the 1-0 pitch. Way over Ayala's head. And the runner advances to third. That one obviously slipped out of his hand. And it's 2-0. Either slipped out of his hand or somebody told him to throw at the bull. Two 2-0 pitch from Miller to Ayala. Called strike 1. And that hits Ayala in the helmet. Trainer come look at Ayala. He seems to be okay, wants to stay in. And a nice hand by both sides for Isaiah Ayala. Going to be a conference between the umpires for some reason, not sure exactly what it is. I think the umpire is just trying to be overly cautious after Ayala was hit in the head. He's moving down the first base line pretty good, so it looks like we're going to have Ayala at first, Latka at second, and pitcher Jacob Guevara going to be in the batter's box here shortly. And 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1 run already home for the Tigers, as Albert Ocaña has given the 1st and 3rd signs to the Picker infield. And Miller set. First pitch to Guevara as Ayala is off, and the ball's in the dirt. That's ball 1 to Guevara as Ayala moves down to first. Now runners on second and third with 2 outs. Of course, the main out that the Pickers want is at the plate. Swinging a line drive and booted by Aguilar at short. And that's going to be an E6. And the Tigers with an 11-1 lead. They have a courtesy runner over at first for Guevara. That's going to be number 4, Chase Schultz. And we're going to have another pitching change. It's going to be number 20, freshman Zach Mesa, into the game. So after the pitching change, we'll be back here on Picker Nation News. So Zach Mesa in, trying to get the 3rd out here in the 4th inning. Runners on first and second. Austin Byer steps in. Byer 2 for 3 so far tonight. Mesa set. And ground ball to second. Martinez up with it. Over the first, in time for out number 3. So Mesa comes in, throws 1 pitch, and gets the Pickers out of the inning. But 2 runs for the Tigers here. They've got a 10-run lead. Pickers in need of runs here, or this will be it in the 5th inning. After 4 complete, Floresville 11, Robstown 1. We'll be back on Picker Nation News. Well, back at Coastal Bend College, top of the 5th inning. Pickers have to come up with a run here or game will be over in 4.5 innings. 2, 3, and 4 due up for Robstown. Albert Ocañas, Aiden Lozano, and probably Riley Flores. Guevara's first pitch to Ocañas, swing and a miss. 4 strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch to Burt. Fouled straight back. 4 strike 2. Ocañas right on that one, just a little bit under it. To Ocañas, low for ball 1. Two and 2. Guevara looks in for the sign to wind up and the 2-2 pitch. Swing and another foul back. Count even, or count stays. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ground ball up the middle and another base hit for Ocañas. He's now 3 for 3. And that's all the Pickers need right there. Just get the bat head out and put it on the ground. That's going to bring up Aiden Lozano. And Ocañas with a fairly safe lead over at first. Lozano 0 for 2 tonight. And Guevara using his little trick that he used last week against Canyon Lake to pick off a runner. Takes his cap off while he's on the rubber and throws over the first. Again, Lozano 0 for 2. Catcher Flores set up on the outside. And Lozano fouls it off to the left. 4 strike 1. And right fielder playing Lozano to pull. And count now even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Or excuse me, 1 ball and 1 strike. Ocañas getting his lead off of first. Ocañas off on the pitch. Called strike 2, and Ocañas steals second. So runner at scoring position. Again, Pickers need to score this run if they want to keep the game alive, as Lozano fouls off the pitch to the left side. Again, Guevara working very, very quickly. He usually starts his windup as soon as the Picker batter steps in the box. Good flow to set up outside, and Lozano fouls off another pitch to the left side. And another 1-2 pitch to Lozano. Swing and another foul ball. Stays alive, 1 and 2. Again, big hole on the left side with the shortstop keeping Ocañas close at second. And Lozano fouls another pitch off. Count still 1 and 2. Four about foul balls already this at bat by Lozano. And there goes the 5th out into the Tiger bullpen. So 7-pitch at bat already for Lozano. We're about to have the 8th pitch. Guevara set, the 1-2 pitch, misses outside. Count now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, runner on second, nobody out. Pickers have to have a run this inning to keep the game going. If not, it'll be a run rule game in favor of the Tigers. 2-2 pitch from Guevara, ground ball to the right side, and that's going to be through. And Ocañas is being held up at third by Coach Miller, and the Pickers have runners on first and third with nobody out. Great at bat there by Aiden Lozano. That's going to bring up Riley Flores. Flores, a defensive replacement after Lucas Saenz ran into the fence down the left field line in the second inning. So Ocañas at third, Lozano at first. First pitch to Flores on the inside corner for called strike 1. All popped up on the right side. First baseman drifting back. Second baseman coming in. And second baseman Westbrook makes the play for out number 1. Runners unable to advance, and that's going to bring in another defensive replacement in Dominic Figueroa up to bat. So Figueroa steps in, a key point in this game. Sophomore third baseman. Lozano off with the pitch, and Figueroa fouls it off to the right side, out of play. That was one of those. Lozano got such a good jump, you want to yell at your hitter, don't swing, because that base was stolen. As it is, it's 0-1. Called strike 2 right on the inside corner. Nice pitch there by Guevara. High for ball 1. Count 1-2 on Figueroa. Again, Pickers need to bring this run at third in. 1-2 pitch from Guevara. This is high for ball 2. Well, count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes on Dominic Figueroa. Lozano off again, and that's ball 3 as Lozano takes second base. So a base hit, ball 4 situation here for for Dominic Figueroa. Base hit could score 2. Called strike 3. May have been a bit high, but that's way too close of a pitch to take. So up to freshman Mason Martinez to get this run home, or the Pickers will be down 1-0. Ground ball to third, that could do it. Third baseman Moreno up with it over to first for out number 3, and that's going to be your ball game as the Floresville Tigers take game 1 by a score of 11-1 in 5 innings. Final box score of the game, Robstown with 1 run on 6 hits, 2 errors. Floresville with 11 runs on 13 hits, 1 error. Again, game time tomorrow will be at 5 o'clock. Also here at Coastal Bend College, and like Ernie Banks said, let's play 2. Hopefully Pickers get 2 games in tomorrow. I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight on Picker Nation News.